Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss input enhancement in string matching. Right? So in the previous sessions we have seen the comparison counting and we have seen how the distribution counting is going to work. Right? So today we are going to take another example now basically with respect to the string matching. Now already we have seen this particular problem, we have defined this problem of string matching in our brute force technique. Now what does the string matching says that now you are supposed to find an occurrence of a given pattern of m characters, right? So you are given a pattern string which the size of that particular pattern string is m characters and a text is given of n characters. Now we are supposed to find this pattern in the given text of n characters. Now already we have used brute force technique and we have seen how we are going to solve this problem, but in today's session now we are going to use another more efficient algorithm now that was designed by Boyer-Moore. It's called as the Boyer-Moore algorithm, and today we are going to discuss the simplified version of this algorithm, which is called as the Horseshoe's algorithm. So now it is called as the Horseshoe's algorithm for string matching. Right? Now how do we try to solve this particular problem? Now let us consider you have got a pattern string called as Barber. So this is a pattern string, right? Now you are supposed to search this pattern in this string, in this text. Now what is the size of the text? Text character is n characters, that is S0 to Sn minus 1. So in this now you are supposed to search this particular pattern. Now how do we start in our Horseshoe's algorithm? Now here we try to start scanning character by character from last character R of the pattern. Right? Now this is the last character of our pattern, that is R. Now in our brute force method, in our brute force technique, we started to scan character by character from left side. But here in this Horseshoe's algorithm, we try to scan from the right side of the pattern. Now we have to keep on comparing each pair of characters in pattern and text. That is, you are going to compare a character from text. Let us say this is our text on top, C is the character, and in pattern the last character is R. Now you are going to compare R and C. If all the characters match, then the algorithm halts. That means if all the characters are matching, then you are going to return the position from where the character is present, or we can declare that the pattern is formed. Now otherwise, so we say that pattern is not formed. That is what the problem says. Now in order to understand this Horseshoe's algorithm, let us try to work it out with an example. Now we can see there are various cases which comes here. So now if there are no characters, that is C's in the pattern, right, the first case. Now you let us say that you are at this position. Now you are going to compare R and S, right, the last character of your pattern with some in between character of your text. Now you try to compare here. Now R and S does not matches with each other, right? If there are no C's in the pattern, no C's. Now you can see this particular character S is not matching with R, and also S is not present anywhere in your pattern. In your entire pattern, this character S is not present. Now in that case, we shift the pattern by its entire length. So what you are going to do? We are going to shift the pattern by your entire length. That means what is the length of the pattern? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 characters. So we move this pattern 6 characters towards your right side. Clear? So now when you move, where it comes? See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are going to move it at 6 characters this side. So the pattern comes here. Clear? Now you can count. Clearly it comes here. So what we say in this particular case, see S and R is not matching. and S is not present in your entire pattern. If S and R is not matching and S is not present, right? So then we are going to shift with the entire pattern with the size of this pattern. So this is our first case. Clear? Now what is our second case? Now in second case, what we are going to do? If there are occurrence of character C, if there are occurrence of character C in pattern, but it is not the last character of the pattern. If that particular character C occurs, but it is not the, what it says, not the last character. So then shift should align the rightmost occurrence of C, rightmost occurrence of C in the pattern with C in the text. Clear? Now see what it says. Now you are going to compare the, let us say the character in your text is B. Now you start from R. Now B and R is not matching. Right? B and R is not matching. But B is present in this pattern. Right? Where all B is present? B is present here. B is present at this position. Right? There are two positions where this character B is present. Now in that case, so if it is not matching and also this is present somewhere else in your thing, so you are going to move this to the, you are going to shift this until it aligns to the rightmost occurrence of C. Right? The rightmost occurrence of this character B in this pattern is this one. So this is at a distance of how much? 2 from R. So we are going to shift this pattern by 1 from here. It starts from here. So 1 and 2. So 2 times we are going to shift. Right? We shift it 2 times. This is the second case. Clear? Now what does the third case tells? If C is the last character in the pattern, right? But there are no C's among other m-1 characters, then there will be an entire pattern shift. Right? We are going to shift the pattern entirely. That means now you, let us say this is our text in the string. Now you start comparing. Now R and R matches, A and A matches. Now you are coming to the third one here. Now M and B does not matches with each other. Now this is, if C is the last character in the pattern, right? But there are no C's among the other n-1. Now when you are going to check here, now you see that this character M is nowhere present in remaining part of our pattern. M is not present. You have B, A, R. So that means since M is not present in m-1 characters, we shift this entirely, entire pattern shift. That means what is the size of the pattern? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? You move it 6 times. 6 positions you move towards the right side. This is the third case. Fourth case is if C is the last character in pattern and also there are some other C's in the pattern. Right? If there are some more other C's in the pattern. So then shift the same as in case 2. Again we try to go with respect to case 2 and we try to do as it is. Clear? So now these are the 4 cases. So what we are going to consider. So when we try to solve by example, you will try to understand more better how this particular, all these 4 steps are being implemented. So in our Harspool's algorithm, now the algorithm what we are going to study is a Harspool's. Now it is simplified version of Boyer-Morse algorithm. In both the algorithm, now we are going to compute a table which is called a shift table, right? Because you have to shift the patterns towards the right side. To how much positions you are going to shift this pattern is obtained by one table which is called as a shift table, right? Now this shift table will be the index. The values in that shift table will become the index for all possible characters that can be encountered in the text. Right? Now how do we decide how many characters has to be shifted? for each from when a particular character is not matching with the text. Now that is decided with the shift table, and whatever values are there, that becomes the index. Based on that index we move our table. Clear? So now for each character C in our text, we compute the shift value with this formula. How are you going to find the shift values? So that shift values will be, you are going to shift the pattern of length m completely. That means what is the size of our pattern? It is of size m. Size of our text is n, right? So we shift it completely with the length of m if C is not among the first m-1 characters. Otherwise, we find the distance from the rightmost character C among the first m-1 character of our pattern. Right? Now, based on that, we are going to design the shift table. So, now how do you design this shift table? Now, we use a small for loop. So, what is that? For j goes from 0 to m-2, right? m-2. Now, you are going to find m-1 minus j. m-1 minus j. So, now, based on this equation, now we try to shift, we get the index and put that into the table, in our shift table, and we try to return that particular shift table. We will see this, how we are going to do it, m-1 minus j, right? When we take an example, we will see. So now what we have to understand here is that, so you should create a shift table first before you start your pattern matching. Now you are going to create a shift table. Once that shift table is been built, right? Now what are the Harspull's algorithm says? Now it has 3 steps. The first step is, for a given pattern of length m, the alphabet used in both the patterns and the text, that is, you are going to construct a shift table. First step, design or build your shift table. Now second step, align the pattern against the beginning of the text. So now if this is your text, right? Now if this is your pattern, now you align it like this. So you align from the beginning. The third step, repeat the following until a matching is found or you have not got the pattern, or for matching is not found. So what we are going to do, start with the last character in the pattern. So you take the last character from right side, you scan, not from left side in Harspull's algorithm. You take the last character in pattern and compare it with here text. So which character it is there, right? The last character in the pattern, compare the corresponding character in the pattern and the text. Both you compare until either all m characters are matched, until all these characters in our pattern are matched, or a mismatching pair is encountered, right? Then in the later case, so that means if it is not matching, now we retrieve the entry T of C for the CS columns of our shift table. So if pattern is not matching, like say for example, if this and this are not matching, you go to this character. So which is that character? We are going to design one table, as we told, shift table. Now in shift table, now for this particular character, what value you are having? So that much character we shift our pattern towards the right side. We keep on doing this until all the patterns are been matched. Clear? So now this is the actual algorithm of the Harspull's. Now the previous small for loop was used to build our shift table, right? Now this was the for loop which we have used to build a shift table. So this is we can say another small function what we are writing. So but the main algorithm is our Harspull's algorithm, right? Now what is given for us? We are given a pattern of size m and we are given a text of size n. And the output is, if you found, you display the first position, else you are going to return -1, string is not found. So first step, what you are going to do, you call that function shift table by passing your pattern, right? Now it creates the shift table for all the characters in our pattern. Clear? So now we'll see. Now say that this is the example. Now this is our given text. What is the text says? Jim saw me at a barber shop. Right? Now this is our text whose size is n characters, and what is the pattern? Pattern is barber. Now first step for this is you are going to create this shift table. Now this is your shift table. Clear? Now what does the shift table consist of? It consists of, in the first row, characters. You are going to have all characters A, B, C till Z. All these are capital letters. If you have small letters, you will be having small letters also. Any special symbols, that's symbol also. Now in this you have only one special symbol, underscore. Let us take that underscore, and all are capital letters, right? So this is our underscore, and A to Z you are having. Everything is there in this. Now you are going to find the shift table. Now initially your shift table will be initialized to the total number of characters in your pattern. Now what is the size of our pattern? 6 characters. Now initially the entries in this particular table, all the entries you are going to make it as 6. Why we are making it as 6? Because the size of the pattern is 6. Now all the entries, so all the entries of this table will be 6 initially. Now we try to apply that particular for loop, right? So what is that? M minus 1 minus j. For j goes from 0 to, right, m minus 2. You are going to find m minus 1 minus j. We put that in P of j, right? So how are we going to find these values? So now what actually we are doing is that now we take our pattern here, right? This is our pattern, and now we will take this last character as our the reference point. We'll take this R as our reference point. Clear? So now you try to see the each character, you try to compare. So now if you start R, right? Now R is at a distance of how much characters from this reference point? Here one R is there, here also one R is there, right? So if you are going to consider this as your reference point, so now R is at a distance of how many? So now you can see here R, here R is present. So it is at a distance of how much character from your reference point? 1, 2, 3, right? So 1, 2 and 3 place R is present. So the 6 is overwritten with 3. Now you take second character E. Now E is at a distance of how many place from R? With a distance of, with this reference point R, E is at a distance of 1 position. So under E you will get 1 here. Now take B. Clear? Now here B 2 times it is occurring. B is present here also, B is present here also. Which is the nearest one, right? Now B is at a distance of how much? 2. 1, 2 from this reference point. So we are going to take B. Shortest one we are going to consider, right? So then we are considering R. R is at a reference 3, as I told. Next character is A. Now you count A. How much is the distance of A from this reference point? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So A is at a distance of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 from this reference point. So A value will be 4 and B value. Now B here is at a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But which is the minimum? Here here we got 2, but here we got more. So which is minimum? That only will be retained. Clear? So now if you look into that, if you look into this particular algorithm, that also the instructions what we are going to write. To understand manually, it is very simple. We took it as a reference point. Now m minus 1 minus j it takes. Now initially, now what is the value of j? Now j will be 0. Now they have 6 characters. So 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 minus 0 is 5. Right? So now what we try to do is that, so now the table is given for us, right? Table now which has got all the characters. Clear? So now P of J. So P of J. So in your pattern of, see the value J. Now this whatever index you are going to get, so you put that in your table. You are going to put that in your table of this particular table you are going to put. Clear? So now like this, so you are going to look with respect to each particular point and you try to find the exact values. So from this is how we have understood. It is very simple. You just take the reference point, right? So now you have to fill this table. You look what are the characters. So you take this E is at a distance of 1 character from R. So under E write 1. Next B, which is at a distance of 2 characters. 2. Again R, distance of 3. So write 3. A is at a distance of 4. Right? B is at a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the shortest one is 2. So 2 you are going to retain 2 as it is. Clear? So once you have done this particular shift table, so then you are going to with the Haskell's algorithm. So we start I value from m minus 1. Why minus 1? Because we are going to scan from the right side. Right? You are going to scan. Now while I is less than or equal to n minus 1, we take a variable k, initialize it to 0. Now if you look into this equation, this is same thing what we have discussed in our brute force method. The same logic we are going to use, right? So you are going to compare m minus 1 minus k of pattern with the text of I minus k. That means you are going to start that particular process. Clear? So now we will see with an example. Now what we are going to do in the first step, so you align your text here. Once you have written your text, you keep your pattern, right? Then you are going to design this particular shift table. Clear? Now you start scanning from the right side. So you are going to start from here. Now you compare A and R. Now A and R does not matches with each other. So now what we do is, this character A, right? This is the character present in our text A. So A and R is not matching. So we go to this A, we go to our shift table. In shift table, where is this character A? Under this, what value you are having? 4. So we shift this pattern bar 4 places to the right side. Clear? We are going to shift it by 4 positions. So if you are here, now if you shift 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you are at this position. You are going to shift it to 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it will come here, because for A the under shift table value is 4. So now we repeat the same process. Now again you start comparing E and R, right? Now E and R. Now E and R does not matches with each other. So what is this character E? You go to your shift table. Under E, what value you are having? 1. So you shift this pattern. In the next step, you shift this pattern by 1 position towards your right side. Clear? From here to here we have shifted 1 position. So now compare. Now start comparing. Now you are going to compare underscore and R. Both are not matching, right? Now you take this underscore, go to your shift table, right? For underscore value is 6. Move this pattern 6 positions. So you are at this position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. From here you start writing the pattern. Clear? So now you are going to compare, start the same process. B and R you are going to compare. Now B and R does not matches with each other. So this character is in our text is what? B. Go to your shift table. Under B, what is the value? 2. Now move your pattern 2 positions to the right side. So 1, so you are at here. So 1 and 2. So now pattern comes here. Clear? Pattern comes at this position. So now you are going to compare this. See how many positions you have moved? 2 positions, right? Now if you move 2 positions, so you are at this place. Now you come at this particular position. Now you compare R and R. Right? R and R matches with each other. Next is A and E. Right? A and E. Now A and E is not matching. Right? A and E is not matching. Now RR matches. A and E is not matching. Right? So now what we do is that since A and E is not matching, now you take this particular, the corresponding character is A, right? But the first character was matching. Now see, till now the cases was different. Now our first R and R was matching. It was matching. Correct? Now this, when you come to the next, A and E are not matching. So you go to the previous one. So previous character was what? R. You go to your shift table R. The value is 3. You move this character 3 position. 1, 2 and 3. You move your text 3 positions. When you move your text 3 positions, it comes here. Now you start the same process. R and R is matching. Then E and E is matching, B and B is matching, all the values matches with each other. Right? So once all the values are matches with each other, so if K is equal to M, right, you are going to return that position. If it is not matching, then what we are doing, so for this I, we are incrementing I by table. So we are going to this table, right? In this table for text of I, for which text it is not matching, now we take that value and we assign it to I value so that we shift the characters towards that position. Clear? Now this algorithm, now we call it as in the Horspool's algorithm. Clear? So now why this algorithm is more efficient? So now if you try to do the analysis, right? So now this analysis part of this Horspool's algorithm, so it is an assignment for you people. So you can go through the textbook. Now when you look into this algorithm, so we have 2 for loops, and if you try to do the analysis, now you can see that the time complexity you calculate by using Horspool's algorithm and try to compare with the time complexity how we have done for brute force method, then you can decide on your own which algorithm is more efficient. So from whether by using brute force or by using time and space trade-off. Right, here some input enhancement we are doing, that is our shift table. See, it is very obvious. Now when you look, if you are going to look brute force method, so what we are doing, you kept the pattern here, you are comparing from left side. J and B is not matching, move the pattern. I and A not matching, move the pattern. M and B not matching, again move it. Now it comes here. Underscore and B not. Like this you are just moving each time, right, until you get here. Now you see here, from this step to this step, you have moved your pattern 4 position directly. Correct? And from this step to this step, you have moved it 6 positions. Now you see that since you are moving it very faster, obviously, now this algorithm is more efficient from our previous algorithm. Clear? So now this is what our Horspool's algorithm is. Now the last bit in this particular unit is called as hashing. So I don't go in detail about hashing, because already you have studied this hashing in detail in your data structure in your previous semester course, right? So in your data structures you have discussed in detail. So you just go through this particular hashing briefly. You can read it on your own. So what do you mean by a hash table? What is the concept of a hashing? What are the different types of the hash keys you are having, right? So how you are trying to build this hash function? So what do you mean by a collision? Hash collisions are there, and how to deal with that? So you have 2 methods to deal with the collisions in hashing. One is called as open hashing and the other one is closed hashing. So you have discussed this in detail in your previous semester. So this is a small bit. Now again, now this also it's an assignment. You can just go through this particular hashing in detail. Clear? So now with this, now we are trying to end this particular the concept called as the time and space trade-off. So now what all the things we have discussed in space and time trade-off is, so about the input enhancement. So how we are going to take extra information from the given input of our problem. Now we have seen the sorting examples where now we extracted some extra information along with our problem statement. Similarly, today in this string matching also, along with the given problem, that is text and pattern, we extracted some more information, that is our shift table. That is how the characters are there in our pattern and how the shift table has been calculated. So this completes our this module 4. So practice the problems. Okay, so in the next class now we will come up with the last unit, and there also we try to take few examples and we will try to see those very interesting problems in our next session. So thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.